before we contacted you, what was your experience with Zoombinis?
When I was a kid, I remember playing it in the computer lab because I'm a 90s kid. And so we had it in the computer lab, and you didn't get to play it very long, but it kind of stuck with me.
I hate the frog one. No matter what I do, every time I'm like, I'm smarter than this. I promise. I've run companies. Why can't I get these stinking Zoombinis across the frogs?
Oh my God, diving back into Zoombinis with episode 2. I am so happy to join you because we had a lot of amazing community moves since our last episode. We have officially hit 60,000 players on mobile. That is amazing. And we've launched our merch and new drop with the pizza trolls. We got magnets, we got socks, we got mugs, we got new sweaters. Amazing. I'm even wearing my Zoombinis outfit myself, which is fun. And we had an amazing time meeting you all at PAX. It was so cute and adorable seeing how many grown adults just reverted back to kids when they found out Zoombinis is back and Zoombinis is available to download. PAX East was amazing. I was running around giving out a ton of postcards. My word. Zoombinis, of course, cannot exist without Turk, the Educational Research Center, based in Boston, Massachusetts. All it does is help education and pedagogy around STEM in North America. 50 years of amazing work and research and impact on kids all around the United States. And because of you guys who've downloaded, we are making new inroads for kids and adults in computational thinking and changing neurodivergent kids' lives for the better. That's amazing. That's because you downloaded. That's because you're part of this amazing community. Thank you so much. And with that, I want to dive right into episode 2. Okay? This week, we have Shelby and Brittany. Shelby and Brittany are part of our ambassador program. Brittany has been an OG since we started the program. She is now lead ambassador as well as coordinator, supporting and helping to push everyone online and offline. Shelby is, of course, one of our gaming ambassadors. And together, we're going to share how Zoombinis is putting STEM on the map. You've helped keep the magic of this game alive for a whole new generation of players. So let's get right into it. All right. There we go. Hi. Thank you very much for joining. I'm so excited for the community to get to know you. I think let's start with Brittany, Shelby. Give your who you are, what you do, and how you love Zoombinis.
Do you want to go first, Brittany, or me?
You go for it.
Okay, all right. Well, my name is Shelby. I'm an artist. I'm a cosplayer. I work at a bank. I've got all sorts of things in my pocket there. I love to doodle and watch streamers. I like plants and bunnies. But when I was a kid, I played Zoombinis, and I loved all those kinds of games and stuff like that. So I still love Zoombinis. I love nostalgic stuff. So it's like, it's like a fun little thing. I love it. I love being able to help with neurodivergent and, kids, and letting them know that they can still have fun even if they're an adult. You know what I mean?
I love that.
And Brittany?
Oh man,
who are you?
I wear a lot of hats. I currently have 3 jobs. My main job is in managing sales and customer service for a large company, but the ones I love, the jobs I actually enjoy, are full-time streaming and then running the ambassador program for Zoombinis. So it's been an honor.
Amazing. And I got to start by asking you guys, before we contacted you, what was your experience with Zoombinis? Because I know a lot of people, I'm messing around with Mike right now. I know a lot of people in the States, like it even at PAX, it like took them a minute to be like Zoombinis, and then it like unlocked something deep within their psyche. So tell me your story into Zoombinis and your past history, your origin story with it?
Well, when I was a kid, I remember playing it in the computer lab because I'm a 90s kid, and so we had it in the computer lab, and you didn't get to play it very long, but it kind of stuck with me. And then my mom was actually a computer teacher, so we ended up getting a lot of those games like that, Math Blasters, I Spy, that kind of stuff. And that was my first experience. And so before you guys contacted me, I actually still knew what it was. I had a friend who we both like really we would always say the hip hip Zoombini, and like we would joke every time we had soup, we'd be like, "Oh, warm soup for Zoombinis." Because it just like stuck. It was like a vocal stem. It was stuck in our heads. So even before you guys contacted me, it was there. You know what I mean? It was there. So
I love that. Yeah,
yeah.
mine's similar too. It started in school and then they like gave out the discs if we wanted to take them home, which was really cool because that was my excuse to use the computer because I wasn't really allowed to use it much back then. And so yeah, I just played it often. I love puzzle games still to this day. And then when I was reached out, it did take a second and I was like, why is this so familiar? What is it? And then, like you said, it kind of just unlocked that memory. And I was like super excited to jump on board.
I think it's like a general feeling like there's so much that we had in our childhood that we've just forgotten. And when these brands come back, like obviously now we live in the era of reboots. Like it's super easy just to reboot a movie. Like why write a new script? Why actually try Hollywood? But I mean, something like Zoombinis it's not a bad thing. And I think when, as an adult playing it, do you find the same sort of childlike wonder? Like, do you get excited the same way, or do you find it's more like you're now just trying to beat the clock and you're just trying to prove to yourself that you are better?
I think there's some childlike wonder in there because, I'm like, oh, I remember it better. Like, when you're a kid, I mean, not that you're not having fun, but like, I don't remember exactly how I felt like in exact moments. You know what I mean? And so now it's like, oh, I understand. I understand that these levels have or not gangs, but that these levels have names, and I understand more what I'm supposed to do. And there is that wonder, but there is also I'm not trying to beat the clock, but I am trying to prove to myself that I have learned some things over the years. So, got to prove that I at least know how to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, what do you mean 4 times 4 is an 8? I mean,
Like,
guys,
it's
like, come on.
but yeah, so that's me.
Well, I think that is it. Like, as an adult, I mean, I didn't have Zoombinis growing up where I am, but when we go back to those like basic fundamental skills that seemed so easy as a kid, we've really lost a lot of it. And I really feel like I know everybody's saying like there was a study that just came out that said that a lot of the basic fundamental skills that we have are being lost because of AI and obviously macros and stuff like that. But I kind of find it like it's evolving. Like we don't have to memorize timetables, but we have to kind of figure out on the fly and visualize in a different way. So that's where I think, playing Zoombinis as an adult and being introduced to it as an adult, I find it damn challenging.
It is. Yeah.
Like, do any of the games hit differently for you guys?
Brittany, you go first this time.
I hate the frog one, no matter what I do.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Oh my God.
The frog one.
Every time I'm like, I'm smarter than this. I promise. I've run companies. Why can't I get these stinking Zoombinis across the frog?
It's like you watch it and you're like, yes, yes, no, no, no.
Oh, I got one stuck in a circle and I was like, well, that's done. That one's done for.
When I was a kid, I used to hate the other frog one with Captain Cajun. I used to hate one because I didn't understand what I was doing. But now that I'm an adult, that one's easier. But yeah, that one's still hard. And the one with the bubbles where they fly.
Gosh.
I can't remember all the titles, apologies. But the one they like float across.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one too.
That one can be a little challenging sometimes because
Yeah, Bubble Abyss
yes,
level
level.
4. Oh my God. I love going on Reddit and reading just organic posts about trying to get over. I mean, some of these are like
Yeah,
11 years ago, and some of them are like the new stuff within like the last 6 months. You have people just like, I don't know why I don't get this. Why isn't it working?
they're
Why
all
isn't it
such
working?
different puzzles, and so you go from one, and then you're just suddenly you have to rewire your brain.
Yeah,
So
even in the stream, I had Turk there helping me on the bubble one, and I still lost like over half of the Zoombinis.
no,
I do
I
too.
love David so much. And David, for you guys don't know, David is a CTO of Turk. This has been sort of Zumbinis has been his baby. But like he's like, okay, this is
he's
what
so
you do. And he's just so calm. And his demeanor is just like a really nice guy. But then you start not getting what he's saying, or it doesn't work. And then you kind of see he's getting a little bit like,
Yeah.
why aren't you getting it? Why don't I just told you what to do? But he is a sweet guy. I mean, he helped design it with Broderbund. He was right there from the beginning. So, I mean, I get it. You know, I'm sure if you talk to any game creator, they'd be like, but why not? Why don't you get? I mean, I would love to sit down with the guy from oh, what was it?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne?
Yeah,
And just be like, why did you
I
make it so hard?
I want to
Why did you want to kill
like I
me
want
like
to
that?
know
Why?
why it's
Why?
like, oh, your OCs are so cool. You just made the weirdest guys out there. It's like,
Well, what I love of you guys right now is that you guys are both sort of like streamers second, and that's sort of like what we did. We wanted to look at people like I personally hate, and this is why I started this whole ambassador program is because I always see these large celebrities sending these big PR packages to other large celebrities. And I'm sitting here like, but that's not who's going to champion your project. Like you already know that they're getting paid for this. You send something to a diehard fan that has followed and liked your post and know who you are right from the beginning. That person is going to tell everybody and their friends are
yeah,
going to get into it. And that's with Zoombinis, like the passion you guys have behind not just gaming, but just that's why we love you guys as ambassadors because you don't live, breathe, and do everything we pay you to do. You actually are honest about, how you approach the game and how you approach your own life. So, I mean, can we talk for a few minutes just about your experience being an ambassador, like challenges, what you have even to on like other streaming and other, I mean, I don't know if you can talk about the other games, but like why do you stick with
I'll let
us?
you go first.
okay. Well, I'm actually not a streamer. I'm an Instagram like cosplay influencer. I don't know what you'd call me. You know what I mean? But because I'm an artist already, um, I'm a very like I said, I'm very into nostalgia and aesthetics. So that's what I always approach when I do stuff like this. And this was my first time getting reached out to like from an actual brand that I actually wanted to work with. Because, I've got random stuff, but I'm just like, it's not something I like. This is something I like. This is something I'd like to put my time into. And when they first approached me, I was like, oh my gosh, is this real? Like, because, you get the
That's number one. Like, I mean, Brittany can attest to this. Like, that's number one. What we get is like, are you for
yeah,
real? Like, is this a scam? I'm like, no, no,
yeah.
no, this isn't a scam. Like, we're gonna
It
pay
came
you,
from
okay?
I was like, okay, it came from the real account, so this has to be real. And but honestly, with the ambassador program, I was a little nervous at first because I had never put that much time into something. I had only put like one post into like, here, you get this, you do a post with it, and we'll give you this, that kind of thing. So knowing that now I'm in like a small little community and we just kind of chat about things every once in a while, it feels nice. And it's nice. Like, I think the only thing, like, if I can say this, the only thing I've gotten free is my Fleens shirt. I don't know if you can see my Fleens shirt. And I'm
Oh, no.
thankful just to even get anything, because I'm not, like you said, I'm not some highfalutin person who just expects free stuff. It's been a nice, cozy experience, I'm gonna say. And it's nice to make content because it doesn't feel forced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and Brittany, like one of the things I told you very early on is that we want to elevate people in the program. And I mean, again, this is not going to be me selling a program like some sort of MLM type of thing, but it really is important to the whole team at Zoombinis that we see you guys as fans, but you guys are what is making us run right now. And like, guys, if you don't know, Brittany is now like our chief ambassador. She's actually running the program. She's helping sell the ambassador program for other brands as well. But she came from us reaching out and she just did a really good job. And I mean, honestly, Brittany, you've done a really wonderful job. Like you are organized better than I am. And like, I mean, I would love to get your candid experience in that funnel because like it was pretty quick. Like we just saw that you were doing a good job and it was like, here, have it.
And it was one of those things where I just saw the potential. And then I felt if I had this passion, I'm sure other people out there have the same passion. And it was more, I think smaller creators get overlooked because of their numbers when in actuality, an extra wish list on Steam or an extra post, an extra chat like this really just helps a brand, especially indie games that are nostalgic and things like that, that don't have the big giant marketing budget that a lot of these bigger games get. They get overlooked too. So in my head, it was like, well, why not team up? Why not be the big voice that is needed for these games when we can push it out? We might not have the numbers, but we have the voice. And I think that's the passion behind it. And I think getting people on board that are as passionate, whether it be an artist, whether it be a streamer, the fact that Zoombinis is so versatile to all different types of creators, now leaning into the homeschooling for Zoombinis clubs and getting kids involved again, I think it's a great position to be in currently. And there's only up from here for Zoombinis.
And I wouldn't say you don't have the numbers because this is where when I was coming up with the ambassador program, not to like make this into like an marketing chat or something, but I guess it's part of it, right? Like my team at Envision took Zoombinis, which was relatively unknown at the time. And in the past 6 months, we've been able to reach around $500,000 gross revenue. So it's like, that's huge. And that's just tapping into the market, but it's because of ambassadors, because you guys may have 700, 500, 1,000 people following you, but I could probably say out of that 700, at least 80% actually have met you on some capacity, have known you in the community. And that's important to me because I've worked with influencer marketing agencies and I ran an audit of some of these people with 50, 100,000, 200,000. And when you're looking at 50% being fake and then the other 50% just kind of being passive observers, almost like voyeurs of the person, you're not going to get that. Whereas if you have a friend and they said, hey, I bought this book the other day or I bought Zoombinis game, look at it and you see it, as a friend, you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to download because my friend has it. And even though you're getting, I don't know, 100 people watching your stories or 20 likes, you're being seen more often by that entire follower list and have a closer connection with them. Now, mind you, like in my experience, most of the people looking at my stories don't dare talk to me. I don't know why, but they watch every single story. That's 100 people watching every flippin' story that I put. That is insane. And I know who these people are. I know they're sitting. I can even they're down the street from me in their bathroom right now. I know what they're doing. And that's the power of it. And that's what you guys bring to the table because you have been both, Shelby and Brittany, you have been both really great champions, but you know how to talk to that level and you have such great communities that, you guys have kept growing. And I hope we've been helping you grow. I hope we've been helping as much as we can.
And I think that's what it is, though. I think it's when you start out small and you really hone in on what kind of community you want and who you want to surround your people with, then they really trust you on what you bring to them. And that's what Zoombinis has been as well, is bringing it to the community of like, listen, guys, I know most of you have kids as well. Like, this could be something great for them as well. And it's not just a streamer thing, not just any of these things. It's a family thing. And that's what I love about it too, is like, let's get the new generation in on this.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
even my mom, she remembered Zoombinis because, you know, when I talked about it, she was like, "Is that the one?" You know, she's like, "I remember that because I showed it to her," and she's like, "Oh yeah, I recognize those guys," you know, and I don't have kids, but I know, like you said, that lots of people who follow me, they probably have kids, and I know that some of them do, like the ones that I don't know. They might have kids, and I'm neurodivergent, and I'm sure tons of people who follow me are neurodivergent, and it's just like, look at this fun game, like it kind of helps us focus, like, because we get so wrapped up in it, and I'm happy to be able to share that, you know.
Now, can you share like what has been since you starting the ambassador program? Have you guys had any like moments where somebody out of the blue just comes to you and be like, "Thank you so much for reintroducing Zoombinis," or like what has been like any memorable interactions with the community?
I've had some really nice comments, but besides that, not specifically. With my friends, yes, but not anyone out of the blue. But I have had some very nice comments. So
I apparently have people from my day job finding me on the internet now, and so that's been fun. So they did bring that up, and they're like, so what's this Zoombinis you're talking about? I homeschool and I have kids," and I'm like, "Let me talk to you about it. Let me get you on a meeting." So it has helped a lot.
I mean, we're not at the point where we're gonna make a church of Zoombinis, but I'm just saying they are adorable. They come in
They're
pint sizes. I mean, they're better than Labubus.
just
I have to say, these are better than Labubus.
100%.
And that's the whole point, is they're educational, they're cute.
You can't have a bad day with this on your desk. I look over it and I'm like, okay, it's all fine now.
No, I mean, everything that we do, even the pants, like, here.
Yeah, I gotta get me some of those.
Ooh, like those are really nice.
Yeah, I'm just like, those are really nice and they're comfy. I mean, again, they're not you know, rich and sporty. They're not what's the I don't know what the sportswear brands are now. It was Lululemon for me for a long time, but that's not it. But I mean, yeah, like these are just, I mean, you gotta market something, but at the same time, you make it good. But I mean, I want to sort of switch right now because, you know, going into the fact that you get people at your work now asking about Zoombinis. Why do you think Zoombinis still continues to resonate after all of these years?
You go ahead.
I think puzzles, one, will always be intriguing to anyone because we have that thing about us where we have to solve it. Like it's just part of it. We can't be beaten by anything. Yeah. But I also think it's the fact that it is also like PG rating. The fact that we can make sure that it's okay for all of our family, I think that's fantastic. But I think that it's just like, it's that safe nostalgia feeling and it's comfortable to spread it among everyone because I feel like it fits all these different types of people. There's no, you know, the Zoombinis are their own little character too. They don't fit into a mold. You can make them whatever they want. And I feel like it just fits everybody.
They're like Beaker. They don't really say anything, but they can say anything.
Little noises. And you can interpret that however you want. And like Brittany said, I don't think like logic is never going to go away. And it's a self-contained world. And because it's contained and we also don't know like everything about it, you can imagine lots of things, but you can also like that self-contained world hasn't aged, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like The Simpsons where you have to go, oh no, who won the Oscar? Yeah. It's like this is always, you know, always a separate thing. And I one of the researchers on the project, Jody Asbel Clark, and you can follow up with, she did a podcast recently with a author from the New York Times, and it was really impactful to read her research when we started this project because how much thoughtfulness is in each and every level. The characters are the characters. Those are kind of fun. You leave that to the developers. You can talk, see the first episode of the podcast and see how crazy it is to come up with the characters. But the actual pedagogical elements in each level is astounding to me. I mean, most of these games coming out now, they're like little casino hooks. They're meant to keep you playing and spending. Whereas Zoombinis never had that interest. Even now, the interest was, how do we actually get a kid playing this game from feeling frustrated in class to knowing everything and wanting to come to class prepared? And that's a different approach to game development, especially like when you see even like Prodigy games. I know I'm calling people out here, play Pock Pock. Like it's a good amount of pedagogical element, but it can only exist still in the classroom at a certain age group. But with Zoombinis, there is literally a level that has no solution to it, or that has found no solution to it. And it's programmed so that maybe there is a solution, but the probability of you finding of it is so low that you have to be a genius to actually complete that. That blows my mind. And it's not just about making it harder, throwing more stuff at you. It's just because the puzzles are so complex.
I was going to say, programming, when I was at my last job, I was going to school for a little bit for my master's, and then I stopped. But I did some programming stuff, like low level programming, nothing big. And it's hard to get the little guy to go over here and come over here and do this little thing. And so I'm just amazed at the prowess of how many things that the Zoombinis are going through. Like from a programming standpoint, I know it's still simple, but it's complex to me, and I'm like, wow, that's cool that they're doing that. You know what I mean? So.
And the hidden Easter eggs. This whole time, I didn't even know they were there. And then they've been there this whole time.
Literally, Brittany is the one that showed them. I was like, what? Because, as a kid, I wasn't clicking on all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just layers upon layers.
So the actual research paper, I'm just shouting this out, is Computers and Human Behavior, and she reaches out Zoombinis about how it essentially helps to slow down thinking in neurodivergent people, but also that's the one thing that you say is it's not about beating the clock. But yeah, I agree. Like programming, I don't want to program. I don't want to write in CSS. I don't know what the hell. I learned Python back in the day, Ruby on Rails, all of that stuff. I don't know what they're developing now, but it is a different level. But the funny thing is, there is a woman at NASA who does that stuff, who only was able to make herself better at math as a child by playing Zoombinis. So there is hope. But I mean, it is a different type of game. And this is where I say it's like there is like a weird hidden community. And I always say, like, on Reddit, when you look up Zoombinis, how many subreddits there are, but just how many people are just trying to come together to figure out how to get through the game. And it's not like a normal type of thing. It's like people actually helping each other. And that is, for me, really what this community is about. It's not trying to sell you something. It's just trying to get you to look at the world, think about what's going on, and even like emotionally slow down so that you can make the right decision.
To be fair, I think Zoombinis, like it's really nice. The people who are talking to each other, like who are being super sweet and everything. I mean, I haven't run into anyone being mean. And I think the internet needs more of that, because I was a little afraid to do like reels where I was just talking just at the beginning, and now I don't mind it so much. And that's partially because I'm talking about something that people have been so nice about, So.
No, I think so. And Brittany, like when you're talking to people of ambassadors and stuff, I mean, you're really building the community for us.
No pressure.
No pressure. But I mean, you're really building that community and you're talking to these people and, you're encouraging them and, has your experience been the same? Like, I mean, again, we're talking about adults here. We're not talking about
Yeah,
kids.
I first have to make sure I'm not a
But
spam as the first one. So if you get a message from Zoombinis, I promise we're not spam. It is really also showing them exactly what you're saying, that we're not, coming at them any different type of way. We're not expecting all these crazy things from them. I think what nowadays they're used to is companies want a lot from them and then provide them very little. And I feel like Zoombinis is the complete opposite, where we kind of let them be the creators they are. We're not pigeonholing them into a certain type of content creation. And I think having the conversation with them in messages and things like that, where the feedback I've gotten is, wow, you're letting me grow my content the way I want with the support of Zoombinis when I can share what I love. And I think that's what's huge about our ambassador program that's different than anybody else's, is we want you to be you. Just include Zoombinis in that.
now, speaking about creativity, Shelby, you've done some really wonderful art, and I hope I do want to. It'll be on the screen when we actually have this edited, but we're gonna show that. I mean, when you have been creating, what do you envision being a Zoombini is like? I know that's such a being a Zoombini. I mean, you have to get into the mindset
my
in order
friend
to
and I,
create
well,
it.
first of all, I've got these little guys here. My friend drew these. I didn't draw these. I draw my content obviously, but my friend drew these little Zoombinis of us.
Those are amazing.
Oh,
Yes. And so
that is so
this
cute.
was before like the ambassador program, I was even with it. So I had those already. And so I was like, one time we sat down and we were like, if we could be a Zoombini, what would we look like out of, these little things? And then, I thought they were like this size. And then I saw those toads again and I was like, oh my gosh, they're like this big. So I'm gonna envision being a Zoombini like it's kind of like Toy Story in the sense that you're itty bitty and you're in this world and you're like trying to crawl up things and so maybe it's kind of like I Spy where there's just stuff everywhere and you're just like hopping around. I think it would be a great time, and I think like sharing soup with your buddies after you're safely in Zoombiniville would be amazing. Like I need that in my life.
And what kind of soup? What kind of soup would you have?
I really like baked potato soup.
Oh,
So that would be my top soup, I think, if I had to choose a soup.
Oh, geez.
Brittany, what would your soup be?
I instantly go to Zoombini soup of like, what would their soup be? And I feel like theirs would be like a vegetable medley or something that they've collected or, along the way.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, no, I would have to go with ramen, guys, because that kind of is a mix of everything. But yeah, I know. I am 37 years old and I have had bowl ramen for the last 3 nights. It's bad, but
that's adulthood though, is you're allowed to do that and enjoy it.
Yeah, I like to put an egg in there and it's nice.
Oh, so good. We have a local brand called Crafty Ramen, and they gave us a long time ago because they would do like send you an entire box of fresh stuff and you just put it together. Now it's all frozen, but like they had a recipe for a pickled egg.
That
oh my
amazing.
God. In soy sauce and teriyaki. Oh my God. When I look at you guys as ambassadors, it's really kind of cool because you have grown your followers, but also too, like, you have been instrumental in growing Zoombinis. And like in the intro, I was saying like we've now hit like 60,000 users, which is insane. When you think about your experiences playing it in school and to now, did you think that it would have that lasting legacy?
Personally, no, because I thought it would be just like all those other old games that like I can, I end up barely remembering them and like I can't ever find them again. Like I tried to find Barbie Detective because I used to love that game, but I can't.
Oh my God,
I can't play it on anything. You know what I mean? And So the legacy of
No.
Zoombinis still going. Like, it's just really cool. I didn't think it would ever be something like that.
Same. Same. It's incredible. I
Same.
don't know. I get so
Same.
excited talking about it because they're timeless. We're going to be still talking about them in 20 years.
Now, how has this influenced? I mean, I want to hear it from two, outsiders, kind of your insiders, but outsiders. Like, how has playing Zoombinis, or at least working with Zoombinis, changed your outlook, or have you seen improvements on other parts of your life playing Zoombinis and being part of this community?
I think it's been a positive influence because, like I said, I think, being someone who's been on the internet since the internet was invented almost, it's like I've seen the internet change so much and so many people are so mean, and I just, kind of hole myself away on one side. So reaching out and finding people who are nice in this community and stuff like that has really like lightened my outlook. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, maybe I can do this. You know what I mean? So.
And Brittany, for you, I mean, it's been really good because I've been following your traction. You just hit 1,000 followers. You just got Twitch affiliate status. Like, it seems it's been really good for you in the cozy gaming.
It's completely changed
era.
my view on just gaming in a whole. I think when you first get the idea of wanting to become a streamer, you want to be number one, you want to be big, you want all these crazy things. And then Zoombinis really has helped me identify indie games is what I love. I don't care about the big hoopla, the shows, the thing. I want to take these small indie games and just help them grow and really get people to see and slow down. And I think that's what indie games help us do as well, especially Zoombinis, is just slow down, enjoy the game, enjoy all the love that was put into the game. And it really has changed my thoughts on all of it.
No, and I mean,
Thank you.
congratulations on all of the success. Like, that's exactly what we want to see for all of our team members is the way, I mean, the way we raise each other up. And that's how the community should be, which is why I'm really excited to see like kids start doing clubs in schools or parents doing that. Like, clubs is essentially like a web-based version, guys. And you have like your little club and there's a facilitator and you can log in and play together. But then they have this crazy like offline games. And at PAX, they were demoing Allergic Cliffs, and like it was like you had to jump from one to another and you were playing it out. It is so fun. And what sucks is that it didn't get the right recognition. But seeing these, like this new generation, you guys supporting us, trying to get this into schools again, like it really is going to elevate what Zoombinis is. And like, it's not like Roblox. It's not like Fortnite. It's not just mindless gaming. It's thinking, but also it's interactive. And then being able to track that progress, because you literally can measure how a kid is doing in the game, how a friend is doing in the game. So like, I want to see adults playing Zoombinis clubs to the point that they're like, they want to get the pumpkin sticker that week. That's what I want to get back to, is like, we got to improve our own skills too, guys.
We're going to have to start an ambassador thing where we have like a sticker collection and just like start sticking them on there.
Have you seen the magnets? So our teammate Rowan has been designing all of the merch, and he just brought out magnets with the pizza trolls, and then we have stickers. And that's the biggest thing and challenge is, what do we go with, magnets or stickers? Because I want to get addicted to stickers again, guys.
Yeah.
I think
I love stickers.
There are 657 different combinations of Zoombinis. Do you know how many stickers we could have?
Book. Like, choose your favorite Zoombini.
I mean, I can't get, like, I got to stop with the tattoos. I mean, stickers,
you could get
I can deal with.
A little Zoombini.
It's like little Zoombinis all the way up, the Zoombini universe. Man, like, this is part of that community aspect that, like, we really need to amplify, I think. Like, just the obsessive quality. And, like, when I started working on Zoombinis, I had no idea what this was going to be. I thought it was just another game. But like you said, I mean, it's an indie game, but it's so well known that, you know, the consciousness of the zeitgeist of Zoombinis is, like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to make it super, super mainstream now. I kind of want to make it underground and be like, hey, Zoombinis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And like,
Pass
that's
a
how you judge
Zoom.
people.
Yeah. Like, do you know?
What's the message you want to share with people who are in the Zoombinis community or should get into it? Left field.
I
Come on.
I think they should just know that, hey, it's okay to do whatever you want. Follow your little fun Zumbini dreams. Like Brittany said, and you said too, Lexi, it's like the kind of content we're creating, Zumbinis just wants to be included in that. It's like they're it's weird to say, but it's like they're your friend. So just remember that. They're there with you, you know?
Yeah. They are your buddies. I mean, they've traveled with you guys since you were kids. That's a long relationship.
One of my longest.
I mean, there you go. Hey, we've had a longer relationship than with Zoombinis. Like, if the other person knows Zoombinis, then yes,
a dating question
that is a winner
on one of the apps.
You like this?
Oh,
play.
Can we do a Zoombinis speed dating? Like that's what they. Oh my God, I'm coming up with so many ideas. You guys are so great.
Seriously,
Brittany, what do you want to share? Because I know you've had a little bit more of a intimate relationship now being Zoombinis ambassadors lead, but
just download the game. Just do it. Just do it. Because once you play, you're gonna love it. You're gonna get addicted to it. You're gonna want to tell people about it. You're gonna want to show your kids and see how their little brains work with the puzzles. They'll probably solve it faster than you, and then you want to play it again because you want to beat your own kid at it. Like there's just so many layers to it. Just click the dang button and download the game.
Finally, is there anything you guys want to plug before we go? Obviously, your handles, your Twitch streams. Brittany first, and then Shelby second.
My gamer name is Be Glitched across all platforms. The exact same thing. We are excited to launch next week. We have another streamer coming into play, and we will be doing Twitch streams twice a week on Twitch. So we are extremely excited about that. So look out for that from our ambassadors of sharing the times and dates for that. But yeah, that's super exciting.
Mine,
Shelby?
like I said, my main one is Instagram. That's the main thing I use. So my username is One Big Robot Nose. And then there's underscores between each. But if you just type it in, it'll come up.
Well, we'll have the cool. We'll have a link. Cool. It'll be producer magic.
And everyone asks why it's called that, and it's because my main OC, he's a robot and he has a big nose.
Love it.
I love that. All right, guys. I mean, again, if you want to get info on being an ambassador, you want to download, please download Zoombinis. Smash that like button. I've always wanted to say that. But yes, please follow us for more. Brittany, Shelby, they'll be on. More ambassadors will be coming soon. We'll have more behind the scenes on Zoombinis. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope this has been a good conversation. I've been trying to keep it going. I love you all. Thank you so much. And let us know in the comments how you do and what your favorite level is for Zoombinis.